Hi guys, I just want to do a little video on how to prepare for one of our classes or at the beginning of a creative session. Now, a creative session could be you going into the perceiving mode where you really pay attention, where you are observant. And you could be observant then in two ways. So the one is really observing with your eyes. I heard a beautiful quote that said that we map the world onto our bodies with our eyes. And that is actually kind of how it feels. It's hard to describe. It is a heuristic concept. And then there's also this other way of observing. It's actually observing ourselves and observing how are we thinking? What are we thinking about? Paying attention to those things. Now, it could be journaling, you could have a workbook, you could be writing things down. You could be paying attention to your dreams and being like, what is going on in my brain? Because we want to be making art that's relevant to us and it's about us. We don't want to be othering. We don't want to be um, painting other people that don't really, it's not an issue for you. So, really, we want things to be relevant. It's really an important part of our art classes. So, there's like about four, there's four things that I would say is a good idea to be doing. I mean, there's like very meditative things like breathing. So, an ancient way was where you do the 4 count breathing. That would be inhaling for 4 counts, holding for 4 counts, letting your breath go for 4 counts, and then letting your breath stay out for 4 counts, and then beginning again. So, doing that for about 5 minutes, and that will get you to be calm and in a meditative mode. Then there's also a peripheral vision that you could do where you kind of softly focus on something in the room with you. So you soften your eyes, you find the thing, you soften your eyes, and then you try to see the sides of the room. So you see the right side of the room, so the wall, then you see the left side of the wall. You try to see them together. That's actually where the magic happens. You see the ceiling and you see the floor, and then you actually try to put everything together. You try to see it with the soft focus. It increases alpha brainwaves, and that's like a good thing where you kind of go into that observational space um, where you're not thinking in words, but you're in the right headspace. Then you could also be just sitting and focusing on your heart and then thinking. I don't want to say sound too wacky and kind of say like summoning up, but kind of thinking of an image and then kind of, but if you relax a lot, you really relax, you kind of just sit there, focus on your heart, and then when you're really relaxed, thinking of an image or letting it come to you, and then I would say writing those things down. Um, and then you also know that you're making art that's really about what your soul is about in some sense. And yeah, was there one more? I would say that's a good beginning, just to kind of relax yourself before class or before going into creativity. And I think in the end, the act of creativity itself does become the thing that actually gets you there. So, but if you're not there yet because you're so stressed out that you want to be perfect, it's something that you need to let go of. And the thing about being perfect is also about the ego. So the ego is definitely something that needs to be, in a sense, absent with creativity, both with observation because you think you know what things look like, but you don't. Your brain simplifies things and makes everything, you're like, oh, you see it quickly, you know what it is, you don't really look, you're not observing. So it's really important to be observational. And something that I usually say to my students is become the thing, be so observant that you're becoming the thing. You're channeling, it's flowing through you. It's almost, yeah, the thing, you're seeing the thing, it's flowing through you onto the canvas or onto a page or into a sculpture. So that's one thing. And then in another way, letting go of the ego in terms of ideas, and just it lets you go into an imaginative world if you let go of the ego, because the ego doesn't want you to do that. It doesn't want to explore, and it doesn't want you to, it wants you to survive. So, and that's cool. That's why we have an ego, but you need to let that go and have the feeling of flow. It's about letting go of control. It's not the only reality, the ego's reality. And it's probably very biased. And you need to radically reorientate yourself in the world when you observe, and you're constantly observing and you're adapting to that, what you're seeing. Yeah. Okay, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Enjoy.